Hi everyone, and welcome to another video of Terraform. My name is Tia from DevOps Easy Learning, and today we'll be going through how to install Terraform the proper way on Mac operating system. Let's say you just start learning Terraform, and you have a Mac operating system, and you kind of want to learn how to install Terraform. What would be the proper way to do so? And let's say you even land a job, and you don't really know how to install Terraform on Mac operating system. How are you going to do so, right? I'll kind of teach you guys how to install Terraform the proper way, because I've seen folks basically struggling out there. I myself also, I struggle when I got my first job in IT to install Terraform. Why? Because out there, most of the time, they will just say, okay, on Mac, use brew install Terraform. What happened is that when you say brew install Terraform, it will go ahead and install the latest version of Terraform, right? And let's say you are working somewhere that they are still using a very old version of Terraform, like maybe Terraform 0.12 or 0.13. How are you going to do? Because they will ask you to install that specific version. You need to go through the releases, right? And when you are going through the releases, you need to choose the right version and really know how to install that. Also, this is one scenario. Let's say you are working in one organization where they are kind of managing multiple versions of Terraform. What can even happen before they start managing multiple versions of Terraform? This usually happens just because, let's say they are using a specific version and another folks within the team install maybe a version that is above what they are using and use that to trigger Terraform on to deploy a specific resource. What will happen is that Terraform will go ahead and migrate the state file from one version to another. And when the state file is being migrated, we cannot go back, right? We cannot revert that. The only thing that we can do now, the only thing that they have to do is to manage two specific versions. They can also manage multiple versions of Terraform because they are trying to do Terraform migration. Let's say they want to migrate from Terraform 12 maybe to version 1. What happens is that if you go through the release documentation, that is going to suggest that you should move from 0.12 to 0.13 and 0.13 to 0.14. From 0.14, you can jump to version 1, right? And if you guys want to know how to kind of upgrade Terraform, please also let me know in the comment below, and I can go ahead and create a video. And if you want to migrate, you have all this version, you need to install all this version, right? But are you going to install this version manually and just go ahead here, download a specific version, you copy that, and you go and drop it where it's supposed to be on Mac? The answer is no. As DevOps, what are you going to do? You need to write, maybe to script something out that will kind of allow you to automate. If you go ahead here and click on this gear icon here, is going to take me straight to a GitHub repository, right? Where I have a simple code here that we'll be using to install Terraform the proper way on Mac. And if let's say you are a Windows user or a Linux user and you want to know how to install Terraform the proper way also on Windows or Linux, please check the link, check the description of this video, because I'm going to add, first of all, the link to this GitHub repository, and I'm going to add also the link to a video that will teach you how to install Terraform the same way that I'm going to install it on Mac here, on Windows, and also on Linux operating system. Now, I have a couple of links here. One is for the releases, and another one here, it is for Terraform documentation. If you open Terraform documentation first, and you guys can see here, we'll just have some stuff here, how to install Terraform, and this should be, we'll have like on Mac, on Linux operating system. I don't really like, this is Mac here. You can go ahead and follow all these steps here. You download the package, you do all this, and you make sure that you add it in user local bin. But most of the time, what it's going to do here is what it's going to install the latest version of Terraform. And you can also even use the brew package manager. If you have brew install, you say brew install Terraform. What will happen here is that it's going to install just the latest version. You have more alternative, right? The one is called, if you want to manage multiple versions, there is something in Mac called the TF switch that you can use to switch between multiple versions. But if you don't want to do so, you can go ahead and install your own specific versions that you want. We'll go ahead first of all and try to do that with the traditional way. With the traditional way, we can kind of go through the release documentation, and we download that and we move it where it's supposed to be. For instance, let me go ahead and install Terraform version 1. If you move to the release documentation, I can go ahead here and kind of grab version 1. Let me see where I have version 1. We have a couple. We can choose anything. It doesn't really matter. Or I can first of all install just this version. I will go to the release documentation. But you need to pay close attention with what I'm going to download, because I kind of struggle with this thing also when I got my first job with this to get the right version that I need for Mac OS, right? I was downloading something that is wrong, and when I'm done, I perform all the steps, but when I type Terraform version, it is not working. It is not working. Now, let me open also the release documentation. As you guys can see here, I will have a note here. Please download Terraform that we have a Darwin _ AMD, not something else. Not something else. Otherwise, it is not going to work. And this happened to me in the past. Let me go ahead here and open the release releases. I'm going to open this one on new tab. We have some releases here. Let's say I want to go ahead and kind of download a specific version, like Terraform maybe 1, and install that. How am I going to do that? I can go ahead first of all and check and see if you have any version of Terraform install. If you see Terraform and hit enter, yeah, it looks like I have Terraform install. I will say -- version. I have version 1.2.6 already installed on this Mac. And if you kind of move to this path here, we have a path. If you move to this path, let me close this. If you move to this path called local user bin, I should be able to see the binary in there. Let me copy and cd into this path. Paste, you guys will see that I have the binary in there. If you tap ls, I have this binary here, which is Terraform, and that is just Terraform. And when I call Terraform, it is using this binary. Let me remove this. If you say rm and say -rf and remove the Terraform binary here and hit enter. Permission deny. Yeah, I need to use sudo. I'll use sudo and hit enter. And I'm going to go ahead and punch my password. And this is the password that I use to log in Mac. Now I will record that command now and remove it. Let me now try to type Terraform again. You guys will see it's not working no more. If you adjust it Terraform, it is not working because the binary is not there no more. Now let us now see how we can install it. Let me even get out of this folder. I am here. I'm going to download a specific version and we'll use the traditional method to install that. Let me hook over to the releases and say I want to install Terraform version 1. Let me scroll down and get Terraform version 1. This is version 1. If you click on that, as you guys can see here, we have for Windows, we have for Solaris, we have from Terraform for Linux, and also for Mac OS. Now, Terraform for Mac OS, it is this version, please. This one. If you download something else, it is not going to work. Like before, in the past, I didn't really know which one to download. And I was just gambling here and it wasn't working. Don't be like me. And I will right click here and go ahead here and copy the link address. Copy the link address and I will go to my terminal here and I'm going to use the uget. If you don't have the uget package installed, please go ahead and just use the brew install uget, and this will go ahead and download the zip file and store it here. If you tab ls, you guys will see that I have the zip file here and I can use the unzip. Please, if you don't have this unzip install, you can just go ahead and check out some video how to install zip on a Mac. It's just like brew install zip if you are not mistaken. Now let me type unzip so that I will zip this and kind of get the binary. If I copy this and paste it here, as you guys can see, ls, we have the binary here. If you say .backslash and kind of type Terraform, that is going to work, right? And with this, I can do Terraform -- version, and it's going to say version 1. But you want to put this little binary where it's supposed to be so that you can run Terraform from anywhere, right? And that is where you kind of need to move this binary with the MV. You want to move Terraform in /user local and bin. Now, it will say permission denied, and that is correct. We need to use sudo. I'll type sudo. And it will not prompt me for my password because when I typed sudo earlier, it's not up to 5 minutes, right? Now, ls is not here no more. Let me go ahead again and try to check Terraform just like this without putting the path. As you guys can see here that it is going to work. And I can do Terraform -- version now. And it's going to give me version 1. This is just a traditional way to install. Now, if you cd in /user local bin, you guys will see that I have that binary there. I can rename this binary and give something else too. If you say rm-rf, and first of all, remove the tf1 that I'm seeing here, and I can rename it because I might have multiple versions that I want to install, right? I might have multiple versions. That means I can just say mv and call this one called Terraform. Instead of Terraform, I call it tf1. tf1, and I can hit enter up. I always forget to put this sudo stuff. Let me put sudo and ls. As you guys can see, if I say tf1 now, you guys can see it is calling Terraform version 1. If I say tf1 -- version, as you guys can see that it's going to tell me that this is Terraform version 1. Now, ls, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to erase this again, sudo, and I will use a script now to install rm -rf tf1 ls. As you guys can see here, we don't have any Terraform binary. We don't have anything here. Let me just go to my home directory just by typing cd. And here, I'm going to use the script. Let me clean this thing out. rm -rf sudo rm-rf, and I'm going to remove this one, the zip file that we basically download. And that is fine. ls. I'm going to create a folder here that will wipe it out later on. There's mkdir here. mkdir, I'm going to create a folder called script, and ls. In this, I'm going to say vim and just call this one install.sh, and let us go to our repository here. In this GitHub repository, I have this PowerShell script here. And if you don't understand how a script works, unfortunately, I will not explain exactly what is going on here because it's just a very simple PowerShell script that uses a for loop here to loop over all the version. But I can explain here. Here, this is just a variable that I set here, and I want to specify all the versions that I want to download, and also how am I going to call those versions. Terraform, the TF12 corresponds to this version, the TF13 corresponds to this version, the TF14 corresponds to this version, the TF1 corresponds to this version, and the TF1.26 corresponds to this version here, and Terraform itself corresponds to this version. Wait a minute, somebody will ask me, why did I have this 1.0.0 and 1.0.0? Yeah, when I trigger my script, right, by default, if you type Terraform, that it should be using this version. If you type Terraform TF1, that it should be using this version, right? That's how I structure it. Let's say within the organization, we normally use Terraform version 1. I want every time that I type Terraform, it is using version 1. Let's say I have some special cases to handle. I can now use like a TF12, TF13, TF14. Let's say I'm trying to upgrade. Let's say I'm trying to upgrade from this version to this version. I will be typing TF13 to upgrade. Let's say I want to upgrade from 13 to 14. I will be typing TF14 to upgrade. Let's say I want to move this to 1 and so on, right? Those will be for special cases. Now, right here, I'm also going to check if the hem brew package is installed, because you might not have this brew package installed. If it's not installed, it will go ahead and install that. As you guys can see here, the good news here is that you go ahead and install the widget and also unzip, because we'll use a widget to download the zip file, and we'll use the unzip package to kind of unzip and get the actual binary. And here we just cook up a for loop here that will loop over, and it's going to download a specific version that you want. As you guys can see, it's downloading the Darwin AMD 64. Make sure that it is this so that you will not run into any issue. And here we just go ahead and unzip everything with chmod and give the execute permission. We are moving everything here in local username, and we'll call that with the specific name that we basically set in here. And that's it. A very, very simple bash script, right? And what we're doing here, we are just trying to echo all those versions. Let me go ahead now and copy this. In GitHub, it's always a good idea to click on raw. When you click on raw, it allows you to type Control A. It will allow you to kind of select everything in here. And I will copy that, and I will go to my terminal here, press I. So move to insert mode, and I'm going to paste this here. And now go ahead and type W, right and quit. And ls, let me give execute permission, chmod plus x installer.sh. And in this time around, I'll just use a backslash, and I will say installer.sh. And here enter. As you guys can see, it's going to start the bash script. And the first thing is check, I have the hem brew package installed already. And right now it is kind of doing some installation. It is on version 13, version 14 so far. It's moving version 1 and version 1.2.6, version 1 again, that corresponds to Terraform. And now it's going to check all the versions and print everything out. As you guys can see, 13, 1 is getting all the versions, and that's it. It prints out every single thing, right? Now, can we check it also? Let me now go ahead and kind of tap Terraform. First of all, -- version. As you guys can see here, I'm having a command not found. Wow. Let me go ahead and open a new terminal. Let me go ahead here and open a new terminal. This might take effect when we open a new terminal. New with this, and I'm going to type Terraform -- version. Oh, command not found. Wow, good news. Let me do this. Let me kind of cd first of all in user local bin to see if we have all those versions in there. Yes, we do have Terraform. We do have TF1 and all those stuff. Okay, those versions are there, which is cool. And there is no reason why this should not work. If you type TF and I say 1, that is working. That is cool. TF1 -- version. It gives me the right version. Let me say TF13. It gives me the right version. That is fine. Let me say TF14. I have the right version. Let me say TF126. I have the right version. And let me also type Terraform one more time. Terraform. The Terraform one is not working for some reason that I don't understand. But we do have a binary in the local bin. If you cd again in user local bin, cd in user / local bin, and I tap ls, it is there. // let me try to say Terraform. and see it works. Okay, let me just remove and say the binary is not here. Wow. Let me go ahead here and type dash version and see it is working. I don't know what happened, but as you guys can see here, if you even move in my home directory, move anywhere here and type Terraform again, make sure that, oh, spelling. So you guys can see here, I make a mistake here. It's supposed to be Terraform. And there was a typo, Terraform. Hold on. Let me copy here and paste Terraform. Yeah. I mean, or just having the typo, there is nothing wrong, and we can say dash version, and it's going to work. That was just a typo, and I figured out that I was just making some little mistake here. I was typing Terraform, not how it's supposed to be, right? And that's it for these videos, guys. And I hope this video was really informative. If yes, please let me know in the comment below. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not yet subscribed, so that when we post a new video, you will be notified. And also, please don't forget to kind of follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, and so on. Thank you. Bye-bye.